All right, this is a first right here. Somebody has stole my real estate sign. I mean, who does that? I mean, if you're gonna steal a sign, take the whole thing. What's up, everybody? My name is Jack. This is my world of Yak Motley, and I do all kinds of fun stuff. Talk about real estate, investing, vlog our lives, and just have fun with just being on YouTube. So you might be asking yourself, like, do I want to become a real estate agent? Or for those that are real estate agents, do they regret it? Well, I came at this from a different angle. I was on YouTube and I was getting a lot of people watching my vlogs and wanting to come here, and I was like, you know what? I can get a real estate license and, you know, just help everybody move here and offer something that I had a lot of knowledge on, because I had been investing in real estate and I had, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 houses at the time over the course of the last year and a half, 2 years. That I've been doing real estate. But I've been doing real estate for a while, and I was like, you know what, let's do this. So I got my real estate license. It was actually, I passed it the first time. I didn't really think it was that hard. I just, you know, basically studied and I figured out what they wanted on the test. And I went and did it, and I was prepared to do it until I passed it. If it cost me $1,000, I was gonna do it. And one of my friends had just passed the real estate exam, so I was like, let's do it. So like, I had been on a rhythm of making YouTube videos, and you know, like, the real estate market was booming, and you know, so I think the first month, or I think it took me about a month to really, you know, get a contract for a house, get one under contract for one of my subscribers, and I think I sold like almost 30 houses last year, and I referred out a lot. It took me a while to figure out the rhythm. We're doing the real estate door photo shoot. They're gonna put me by the pole. There's Alex. This is V. Kathy Bass from Panama City. You're hidden in the green.
I'm hitting the green.
You're in the very back by the pole. Behind the scenes. I look back on it, and as a YouTuber with, I think I had probably almost 200,000 subs then, I think of if I would have just made content versus selling houses, because being a real estate agent is very time consuming. And if you want to be good at it, like the top tier agents, because there's agents out there, even younger agents, that are making $1 million a year. I was shocked at how much money real estate agents make, the good ones. And when I say good ones, you got to be good at it. Like, you got to treat it like a professional job, dress for success, carry yourself with an air of confidence, know what you're talking about, and don't be sleazy, okay? All right, this is a first right here. Somebody has stole my real estate sign. I mean, who does that? I mean, if you're gonna steal a sign, take the whole thing. I just got the little post left. It's a $100 sign, and it is missing. I don't know. I don't know if somebody's playing a trick on me. I don't know if somebody took it down. I don't even know if somebody from YouTube stole it. I mean, it's been sitting out here for a month, so I don't know. This is wild. Never had my real estate sign. I've heard of people pulling them up and throwing them in the middle of the road because they're mad at me. I don't know if another realtor's mad at me. I don't know if who stole my real estate sign. Y'all let me know if you see one flapping around town somewhere. Just says Jack Motley in my number. Little sign. $100 down the drain. There are a lot of those agents out there, and if you're becoming an agent or a new agent, when you meet them, be very careful. I kind of went in it with like a flagrant air of let's just have fun with this, and I realized how serious some of these people really were, and it was really on things that weren't serious. So my thoughts here are really going to be based on, you know, how much work you need to put in, how serious you need to be, and really about the level of play. Being a real estate agent is pretty tough. You got to be on your game. It's not easy. You know, the last year we had a really easy market to be a real estate agent. And in the future, the next couple of years is really going to make or break most real estate agents. So just keep in mind, this game is tough. This game can be really gritty. And everybody around you is an alpha personality too. So I want you to keep that in mind. So you're going to encounter some agents that are just hard to deal with. And they go over the top of stuff and they think that they're helping their client and they're not. They will try to report everybody for everything. They will cheat you. They will box you out of deals. They will back out of deals. They will do a lot of stuff that I don't even understand how they get clients. Like, because if they're sleazy on your end, they got to be sleazy on the other end. And I know a lot of people are going to get mad at me for just saying that real estate agents can be sleazy. There's sleazy people in every industry. You just got to kind of like know it when you see it. And like our town's so small that you know which ones are going to throw you some weird deals, and you got to really be careful. So my idea of thinking about the other agents and how some of them can be pretty tough to deal with, just remember, be professional yourself, be ethical, be approachable, and just be nice to people, and be out there and just do the best deals you possibly can. Some of these agents, just know there are some really rough ones out there. And some of them that are used to doing stuff the old way, and they're just going to be a problem no matter what. But just know they exist, and make sure you do everything in writing, and you make sure you do your contracts right, and you do all your addendums perfectly. Just know this is the way I operate. I'm a nice person, and we're going to do this the right way. I don't care how mean the other side is. So I wanted to add here that, you really got to learn, both as the client and as the agent, things you need to look for and you need to understand in the real estate game. If you're looking to pick a real estate agent, I'd really take a hard look at how they market themselves online, if they have a social media following, because if they don't have a following, real estate is a large part of marketing. And if they don't have a following and they can't market themselves, don't be surprised that they can't market your property also, other than just hanging it on the MLS, because your property won't have a social footprint either, because if they don't have a network, neither will your property. So this goes for real estate agents too. It's just the opposite. You really need to qualify your buyers. And I got to be 100% honest about this, that you have to look at your clients, and be very upfront that the idea of being a qualified buyer, having a lender's letter or proof of funds, is so important before you even start, because most of these properties don't stay on the market very long. And by the time you get a lender's letter or you go through the approval process, the house is already gone, and you just wasted an entire day of driving around or looking. And I just say it's really important to have that relationship with your buyers up front, because if you don't, we're all just wasting each other's time. And if you're trying to feed your family, then you just wasted time and food out of your kid's mouth. And that's really hammered home to me now that little Jack's around, that my time is precious, and you can't just go out on a limb on every property when some of these people have no intention to buy, and they're just there to looky-loo, and you are the one left holding the bag at the end of the day. And you look bad to the other agents, because you're bringing traffic through the house, getting it dirty, and for nothing. But once you learn the contract process and you kind of learn the rules of the game, I highly suggest learning some things about houses, like read a code book, learn some stuff about electricity, learn things about real estate, and that way they won't cheat you. But like I had this one guy, we went to make an offer, and he had said there was going to be an open house. I did a video on this, and they tell you to submit the offer, and then they close out the deal beforehand, before the open house, and just to show, kind of like to sell their client short, because they've double-sided it. They'll just wait until they get a double-sided contract and then call the deal, and not look at any of the other offers, because we had prepared to go like $60,000 over the ask. And when I asked the agent, why did you do that? You just lost your client $60,000. He wouldn't even speak to me. And I realized it was called boxing out. Now I understand it, but when I was a new agent, I didn't know people were that sleazy. But they'll play that game. And it's just, that's really one to look at, is watch out for the bad agents. So being a real estate agent can be one of the most stressful things you can do, right up there with being a doctor. I think it's one of the most stressful jobs. And same way with a YouTuber. Being a YouTuber is really stressful. I'm gonna make a video on being a YouTuber. It's wild. So when you're looking at two ends of the stressful spectrum, especially when you factor in the expenses of being an agent, because a lot of people don't understand that you've got MLS dues times 2 because I'm licensed in 2 different states, and licenses, insurance, brokerage fees, marketing fees, IRS, maintenance on your vehicle, signs, all these things you got to pay for, and it can make it tough as a new agent to just jump in the game. What I was doing is I was making my YouTube business was paying for my startup in real estate, and since I had such a large footprint on social media, it made it easy to transition. But if you're a new real estate agent, that can be really tough, and maybe I'll do a video on the transition and how to do it. I should just make a course on this stuff. I don't know. Comment down below if you think I should make a course. Maybe I'll do it. But the time exchange between the two, it was like no matter what I did, if I brought my content down to do more real estate versus doing more YouTube and doing less real estate, there was a bell curve there. And no matter what I did, the income kind of capped on real estate at a certain amount because I could only do so many transactions. And YouTube died down because I was doing more transactions. But if I concentrated more on YouTube, I could make almost as much money. And so I kind of found a rhythm, and most real estate agents have to do this, that once you get to a certain level, right? Like for me, it was like $200,000 to $250,000 deals. And anything below that, you should just go make another YouTube video and refer that client out, because the margins of what you make versus the stress and the risk, because most of your riskiest deals are the lower end properties. They've got, bad 4 points. The agents are a different class. Like they will fight you on everything. They'll do dirty deals, because usually it's kind of like the minor leagues, the lower properties. The agents that deal with them are not the cream of the crop, versus the 300 and up. You get a lot of really good agents, smooth transactions. The houses are in good shape. I'm just speaking my mind here, just kind of putting it out there for anybody that wants to listen. So I found that rhythm, and I referred out the ones that I couldn't do and facilitate the client right, because either they were too far away or the property was going to take too much time. And I would find an agent that was particularly good at that I knew that was a good agent, and that's what they do: investment properties or that tier or that neighborhood. And I would refer those, and the bigger deals I would keep. So I found a rhythm and I referred those out, and that way you got mailbox money, so you're working passively off of generating content, because I realized real quick that I was better at doing content, but I was good at real estate. I enjoyed it, but the problems you encountered made it harder to complete the transactions. I was always using a transaction broker or a transaction coordinator. I highly suggest that if you're a new agent, because they will hold your hand through the deal and make sure all the paperwork is correct. Because some of these deals can get pretty complex with addendums, hit times, inspections, even new builds, a punch list, walkthroughs, and if you got 5 or 6 deals going, you need somebody to coordinate it all. So just keep in mind that your work-life balance is not going to be there. You're going to have calls in the middle of the night, Sunday night, Saturday at 10 p.m., Monday morning at 6 a.m., and they expect you to answer, and you probably should answer because they're bringing you money. You should answer. Just be polite, but just know that it's going to be in every element of your life. You are going to be working a deal 24/7, and that's just part of real estate. And if you want to be a high income earner or high producer, that's the operations. That's the level of operation you got to really be at. So the easiest part is really writing the contracts. The hardest part is dealing with the mindsets of everybody, right? You're basically a social worker, right? You're holding the deal together. You're walking people off the ledge from backing out of deals or going into bad deals, or using your experience of being through 10, 20, 30, 100 different real estate transactions to advise a client what they should and shouldn't do. And you're always walking a line of ethics and of people doing dirty things. And you also got to know how to protect yourself, because there's some weird stuff out there. The weirdest things: found a pig in a closet. One of my friends had somebody hide in a closet when she was showing a house. I've done hoarder houses. Watch that video on the hoarder house I did. I've seen some really weird stuff, and you just got to take it with and laugh at it. I enjoy doing real estate, and I'm going to probably do it for as long as I possibly can. You just got to know how to run a business efficiently and find where on that bell curve that you need to audit the deals you're doing. You can't do them all. So just keep that in mind. Keep your expenses down, learn how to market, and talk to everybody, because they're all a future client. And that's it, guys. Comment down below. That's kind of my idea. I do think maybe if I had just concentrated on YouTube, I would have been just as successful, but I've carved out a pretty good little business out of YouTube real estate, and you can do it too. And I'll see you guys later.